Happy Sunday, beautiful souls, wherever you are on this phenomenal planet. It is time for Shift Your Thinking Daily, where we now transform our inner experience to a phenomenal outer experience. For now, 10 minutes of our day, we do it together. All right, before we jump into today's message, let's make sure we take our breathing techniques, move around the energy, decompress, release. That way we can receive. Follow me, breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Woo, how are you feeling? I trust you are feeling well. Say hi, say hello, drop a comment down below. If you're new to me, I'm Puerto, also known as Super Agent, creator and founder of Real Estate 100 Youth Foundation, creator of Ready Set Real Estate, creator and founder of Property Owners EDU, the Millennials Real Estate Summit, Real Estate 100 book series, Spirit of Business, co-creator of the Spirit of Business miniCourse, Ready Set Real Estate webinar series. I can go on and on. I'm a public educator, international speaker, an author, and a California licensed real estate professional. Welcome, 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 and thank you for connecting with me. If you are interested in anything real estate related, personal development, books, authorship, just a way to improve your life from personally and professionally, check out the link in the bio. I think it's on this side. Click the link in the bio, check out there, sign up, register, and let's just get connected. Shout out to those of you who are getting connected with me. There is an inquiry form there that if you are interested in selling or buying your first single property or income property, have some questions about an estate, feel free to get connected. Get connected. Just complete the form and let me know how I can help you. Let me know how I can be of service. All right, what else? Turn on the notifications. That way you don't miss any new episodes. And welcome to Shift Your Thinking. We are continuing our series from Dean Del Sesto's Shift Your Thinking, 200 Ways to Improve Our Lives. You guessed it, there are 200 ways in this book, which means we have 200 completed episodes. All right, I'm in the section, episode 110. I'm calling this the Acronyms of Life. The acronyms of life. He says life gets really interesting when the acronyms are after you. He says FBI, CIA, DMV, CDC, CHP, IRS, DEA, FDA, LAPD. Press 1 if you had any one of those acronyms after you. I can press 1, 2, and 3. I've had a couple of these acronyms after me. Why? Because of situations that other people pulled me into. So in that situation, it's an 80-20 rule. It's 20% happening to you, 80% how you're responding. But I also want to qualify, because we as a people in a community, we tend to have been targeted by those acronyms, and our outcomes have even resulted in death. All right, so full disclaimer here. Sometimes it's not always about how you're responding, because you can fight for your life like Sandra Bland and many others who, Trayvon Martin, who've been attached by those acronyms that ended up in death. So peace to our ancestors, and let's continue to be mindful that we are in a culture and in a community, I would say in an economy that has been deliberate in attacking us. So we continue to fight the good fight, and those of you who are activists that are really working to create to reduce the gun violence and just create a space and a platform so that our folks are not at the short end of the stick and usually end up in the ground. He says, in case you haven't noticed, there's no shortage of stress in life. Life creates it, others facilitate it, the media exacerbates it, time perpetuates it, and we have a tendency to accelerate it. They have acronyms for the stress as well, he says, and yet we are in the driver's seat at SCC, the Stress Command Central. He says how much, who, and what we are how much, who, and what we let in are largely our responsibility, and there are certain stresses we can avoid, some of which are the acronyms of life. They lie in wait for us to cross the line, slight the system, or break the law. And although we may see them as Big Brother, or whatever other term, phrase, or expletive we use to describe them, they are there for our own good, quote unquote, own good. I can't believe I just said that, the author says. They are there. It's true for me, he says, and probably for us all. That's why I wanted to disclaim. We're not all having these same experiences. To a certain degree, we are. Unfortunately, we are in a time and a day. However, what I do see is that change has come. That's what I see. I see happening. When in times of need, the acronyms are there to help. But when you stray from the path of integrity with the FBI, CIA, DMV, CDC, CHP, IRS, DEA, FDA, LAPD, and other acronyms, life can take a bad turn. Let me also qualify, he says, when you stray from the path of integrity. I've come across a snippet of those acronyms, and I don't think it's as a result of me lacking integrity. It has been as a result of me extending and helping other people that I have been brought into those situations. So now what happens is the 80-20 law applies, where it's 20% happening to me, 80% is how I'm responding. Fortunately, that I've been in those situations, that I've been able to come out of them. Some people cannot. Some people are in it right now, that they are experiencing those real life challenges. And again, it's how you're responding. Now it's at every moment, it's how you're responding, no matter how much your back is against the wall in that situation. He says, remember the reference to render to Caesar the things that are Caesar's. It means adhere to the law and pay your taxes, and it's valid for a good reason. Speaking of taxes, taxes are due April 15th. So for some of you, it's not always good to get a tax refund. That means you overpaid into the system. If you are running a business, you're an entrepreneur, you will probably have to pay those self-employment taxes. So for me, I'm happy and grateful when I pay taxes, because that means I've used up all my money and made some. So, when we get to a place where really better understanding and overstanding what taxation means, and when you're getting a refund, that means you've let the IRS borrow your money for 12 months interest-free, and they said you've overpaid. Here's what you get. So be mindful that if you're expecting that refund, to invest it and put it into something that makes your money work for you. All right. He says you may not like the rules from time to time, and it may be a hassle to deal with them, but there's great wisdom in following them down to the detail. A ticket unattended to goes from $250 to $1,200. Hey, sometimes you ain't got it. You ain't got it. You ain't got it. And the one thing, see, because I've been in these situations, it's just it's one trap after the other. When you don't have the $250, right? I remember once upon a time, you don't have the $250, the $400 ticket or an $800 ticket. You said, put me on a payment plan, and then you got to put a deposit, and they charge you a processing fee and an extra fee on top of that to pay the payment plan. Oh man, it's a cycle. It's a cycle. It's a setup. He says an IRS meeting can either be an investment of your time or a horrific time. I can tell you about the IRS. Not as bad as you think. Go ahead and pick up the phone and talk with them and explain the situation. If you ain't got it, you ain't got it. Let them know, look, I don't have it and I need to be placed on an uncollectible. Put on uncollectible status, and they'll qualify you based on a series of questions and see if you qualify for the uncollectible status. Or they'll say, hey, let's revisit what we need to do and maybe work at a payment plan. Pick up the phone call. It's how you're responding to the situation. All right, he says, it's comforting to know that other than extreme cases, the acronyms are relatively harmless if you just make the effort to do your part and deal in real time with whatever comes up. Plus, it's a great way to CYB. Count your blessings. All right, as I get ready to wrap this up, let's think about ways in our day how we can focus on doing our part. Okay, one way on how we do our part to maybe not get caught up with those acronyms.